The World Health Organization defines burnout as a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress that hasn't been successfully managed. Women in corporate environments experience burnout at a significantly higher rate than men. But burnout is actually a sign to change direction. Entrepreneurship, done right, can heal what corporate broke. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Confident Alchemist podcast, where bold women take a brave leap to build businesses and lives they deserve. I'm Debbie, and today I want to talk about something that most people are too afraid to admit: that corporate didn't just exhaust you, it broke something in you. And entrepreneurship might be exactly what heals it. I know that's a bold statement, and I know some of you are thinking, but Debbie, entrepreneurship is stressful too. How's it going to heal me? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might completely reframe how you think about your burnout, your corporate experience, and your entrepreneurial journey. Burnout among corporate women is at an all-time high. According to multiple studies, women in corporate environments experience burnout at a significantly higher rate than men. They are working harder, being recognized less, gain more emotional labor, and sacrifice more of themselves for organizations that don't always value what they bring. But burnout isn't just about tiredness. It's not just about needing a vacation. Burnout is what happens when you spend years giving your best energy to something that doesn't align with your values, your gifts, or your purpose. It's a result of chronic misalignment between who you are and how you are living. I experienced burnout, and I want to tell you, it wasn't just about physical exhaustion. It was a deep soul-level depletion that no amount of sleep could fix. I lost my creativity, my enthusiasm, my sense of self. Corporate didn't just tired me out, they had dimmed my light. Today I'm going to show you why corporate burnout is actually your body's wisdom trying to save you, the difference between entrepreneurial hustle and corporate exhaustion, how building your own business can restore what corporate took from you, and how to create a sustainable business that honors your energy instead of depleting it. So let's dive into the burnout blueprint that will transform your understanding of what happened to you and what's possible for your future. Let me start by helping you understand what corporate burnout actually is, because most women minimize it, push through it, or blame themselves for it. The World Health Organization defines burnout as a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress that hasn't been successfully managed. It's characterized by three things: feeling of energy depletion or exhaustion, increased mental distance from your job, and reduced professional efficacy. Corporate environments have specific features that accelerate burnout in women. Let me walk you through them. The first accelerator is chronic misalignment. Spending years at work that doesn't align with your values, your strengths, or your purpose. When you're doing work that doesn't feel meaningful, or you have to work much harder to generate the same output, you are fighting against yourself every single day. The second accelerator is the lack of autonomy. Humans are wired to need a sense of control over their environments. Corporate environments systematically remove autonomy. You can't decide when you work, how you work, or what you work on. This chronic lack of control creates a deep psychological stress. The third accelerator is invisible labor. Some women in corporate carry enormous amounts of emotional and administrative labor that's never recognized or compensated. You are the one who remembers everyone's birthday, smooth over conflicts, mentor junior colleagues, and keep the team's morale up. This invisible work is exhausting and thankless. The fourth accelerator is value violations. When your organization asks you to do things that conflict with your personal values, whether it's treating people poorly, cutting corners on quality, or prioritizing profit over people, you create a deep internal conflict that depletes your energy. The fifth accelerator is what I call the achievement treadmill. You hit one goal, and immediately there's another. You get one promotion, and immediately you're expected to perform at the next level. There's no moment of arrival, no genuine celebration, no rest. Constant striving for a finish line that keeps moving. Here's what I want you to understand. Your burnout is not a weakness. It's not a character flaw. It's not evidence that you can't handle pressure. Your burnout is your body's wisdom. It's your nervous system saying, this is not sustainable. This is not alignment. This is not who I am. Most women interpret burnout as a signal to push harder, rest more, or find better coping mechanisms. But burnout is actually a sign to change direction. It's your deeper self saying, there has to be a better way. The problem is that most women misdiagnose their burnout. They think they need a vacation, a promotion, a better boss, or a different company. So they take 2 weeks off, feel better, go back, and burn out again within months. Because the problem isn't a specific job or specific boss. The problem is the fundamental misalignment between who you are and how you are living. Now let me show you why entrepreneurship, done right, can heal what corporate broke. And I want to be clear. I'm not saying entrepreneurship is easy or stress-free. I'm saying it's a fundamentally different challenge that heals rather than depletes. The first healing element is alignment. When you build a business around your values, your strengths, and your purpose, you're no longer fighting against yourself every day. You're working with yourself. Aligned work generates energy instead of depleting it. When you're doing work that matters to you, that uses your natural gifts, and that serves people you genuinely care about, you can work longer without the same depletion you experience in corporate. Purpose is the most powerful fuel there is. When you know why you are doing what you are doing, when your work is connected to something meaningful, you have access to a reservoir of energy that corporate work never tapped. The second healing element is autonomy restoration. As an entrepreneur, you reclaim control over your time, your environment, your decisions, and your direction. You decide when you work. You decide how you work. You decide who you work with. You decide what to work on. This restoration of autonomy is profoundly healing for a nervous system that's been chronically stressed by lack of control. With entrepreneurship, you're going to work in alignment with your natural energy rhythms. If you are a morning person, you work in the mornings. If you need breaks, you take them. If you need to attend your child's school events, you go. This flexibility isn't just convenience, it's healing. The third healing element is direct recognition and reward. In corporate, your results benefit the organization, and you received a fraction of the value you create. In entrepreneurship, your results are directly benefit you. When you work hard and get results, you see those results immediately in your business growth and in your income. This direct connection between effort and reward is deeply satisfying in a way and corporate salaries never are. When clients tell you that your work changed their lives, their businesses, or their situation, that recognition is personal and direct. It's not filtered through a performance review or diluted by organizational politics. It's real, it's immediate, and deeply fulfilling. The fourth healing element is creative expression. Corporate environments often suppress creativity. There are processes to follow, hierarchies to respect, and the way we do things here to maintain. Entrepreneurship restores your creative freedom. You get to design your office, create your content, build your brand, and solve problems in your own unique way. This creates a creative expression is healing for women who spend years suppressing their innovative thinking. The fifth element is authentic community and connection. Corporate relationships are often transactional and politically charged. Entrepreneurial communities are often genuinely supportive and collaborative. When you find your entrepreneurial tribe, People who understand your journey, celebrate your wins, and support you through challenges. The isolation of burnout begins to heal. You're no longer in a system that doesn't see you. You're part of a community that genuinely values you. Now, I need to be honest with you. Entrepreneurship can also lead to burnout if you build it in the wrong way. If you recreate corporate patterns in your own business, like overworking, ignoring your own values, chasing money without meaning, you'll burn out again. The healing comes from building a business that's fundamentally different from corporate. One that honors your energy, aligns with your values, serves people you genuinely care about, and creates space for rest, creativity, and joy. Now, let me give you specific principles for building a business that heals rather than depletes. Because the goal isn't just about escaping corporate burnout, it's to build something sustainable that restores your vitality. Healing principle number 1: value first business design. Before you build anything, get crystal clear on your values. What matters most to you? What are you unwilling to compromise? What kind of impact do you want to have? Then use these values as a filter for every business decision. Does this client align with my values? Does this offer reflect what I believe in? Does this partnership honor my principles? When your business is built on your values, you never have to fight against yourself again. Every decision feels right because it's aligned with who you are. Healing principle number 2: energy honoring work design. Design your work around your energy, not the other way around. When are you most creative, most focused, most energized? Build your work schedule around these natural rhythms. Healing principle number 3: meaning-driven client selection. Choose clients you genuinely want to help. Not just everyone who can pay, but people whose problem you really care about solving, whose success genuinely excites you. When you work with clients you love, work doesn't feel like work. It feels like purpose. And purpose is the antidote to burnout. Healing principle number 4: rest as a business strategy. Build rest into your business model, not as a reward for working hard, but as a non-negotiable component of sustainable performance. Rest isn't laziness, it's strategy. The most creative, innovative, and productive entrepreneurs are the ones who rest intentionally. They know that their best ideas come during rest, not during hustle. Healing principle number 5: celebration as a practice. Corporate never let you celebrate. There was always a next goal, a next target, the next level. Build celebration into your entrepreneurial practice. Celebrate every win, big or small, your first client, your first big month, your first referral, your first 5-star review. These celebrations aren't just feel-good moments. They're evidence that you are building something real. Beautiful souls, if you are burned out right now, I want you to hear this. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're not failing. Women whose gifts are too big for their containers you've been placed in. Your burnout is evidence of your potential, not your limitation. Corporate burnout isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. One where you build something that honors who you are, uses your gifts fully, and creates the impact you were meant to have. Entrepreneurship won't be easy, but it will be different. Instead of depleting you, it will challenge you in ways that make you grow. Instead of dimming your light, it will give you space to shine fully. Here's what I want you to do this week. Identify 3 specific ways corporate has depleted you. Then, identify 3 ways entrepreneurship could restore what was taken from you. Use this as your motivation for building something different. Send me a message and tell me about your burnout experience. What did corporate take from you? And what are you hoping entrepreneurship will restore? I read every message and I want to support you through this healing journey. Remember, beautiful souls, Your burnout is your body's wisdom. Your exhaustion is your soul's signal. Your desire for something more is your purpose calling you forward. Corporate broke you, but you are not broken. You are ready to be rebuilt on your own terms, in your own way, to the fullest version of who you always meant to be. Thank you for listening, beautiful souls. See you next week for another dose of truth, boldness, and transformation.